Hey everybody, Kevin P. McAuliffe here for Boris Effects, and I'm back again with another Boris TV tutorial. This time we're going to take a look at one of the plugins in the brand new Boris Continuum Complete 7, and the plugin I'm talking about is Noise Reduction. And as you see in front of you, I have this fantastic looking high definition stock footage shot that I need for a piece that I'm working on, except I, much like many of you out there, have a problem. And that is that when you buy stock footage online and you download it, you'll notice that you'll get these unbelievable HD images at very, very low file sizes. Well, that's because in a lot of cases, what's happening is they're giving you photo JPEG quality images. The only problem with that is that it's not a problem for you for when you're editing. But what happens is after you've edited your piece and you've output it to a tape and you've sent it off to the television station, they need to recompress that image to put it on the air. So what ends up happening is the footage that you thought looked great in your nonlinear editing system now looks even more pixelated than it did before. And I'm going to show you how, with the help of a brand new plugin, Noise Reduction, included in BCC 7, and a new feature in the effect, the compare feature, is going to help you fix any compression problems that you might have with any footage that you're working with. Okay, so I'm just going to escape out of QuickTime here, and I'm just going to stop my piece from looping here, and I'm just going to quit out of QuickTime. And I'm going to Command Tab into After Effects CS5. Now, I do want to point out that I am working with Boris Continuum Complete 7, the 64-bit version for Adobe's After Effects. There will be a Boris Continuum Complete version 7 for 32-bit users who are not updating to CS5, so everyone out there does not need to worry about that. Everyone will be covered. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to need is our stock footage clip. So I'm going to right click in the project window and I'm going to say import file, or the shortcut is Command and I on the Mac, Control and I on Windows. I'm just going to select the stock footage that I have on the desktop and I'm just going to drag it and drop it into my composition here. Now you'll see that if I zoom in here, that this doesn't look that bad. Well, remember, where compression becomes an issue is in the darks, not necessarily in the lights of your image. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move down the timeline here to where the image starts to get darker, and you're going to start to see very quickly how we're starting to get real compression issues happening in here. So let's fix that. So what I'm going to do is, with my stock footage selected, I'm going to come up to Effect. I'm going to come down to BCC 7 effects. Now in the past, what we may have done is we may have used BCC's degrain or denoise filters. But what we're going to do is we're going to come down even further and we're going to use BCC Noise Reduction. So I'm going to select it and it's going to drop it on. You'll see immediately that everything sort of gets blurred. Well, remember, we're on the standard preset for this plugin, and that's not the one that we're going to use. One thing that I love about Boris Continuum Complete plugins is their presets, because in many cases, there's a preset for just about any job that you may have. And in this case, we are going to use one of those presets to get us going. I'm going to come over to the preset dropdown, and you'll see that we have some great presets in here, even some that are camera specific to start us going. But what I'm going to use is one that affects everybody, and that preset is Suppress Noise in Darks. And I'm going to select it, and immediately you'll see my noise reduction update. Now, let me show you how this effect is actually working. I'm just going to come back a bit further here. Okay, so here's the same shot earlier in the time lapse, and you can see that it's a lot brighter. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up and I'm going to turn the effect off, and I want you to watch the difference over here in my composition window. There really isn't that much of a difference when I turn it off and when I turn it on. It's very marginal. So you see how this effect is working in the dark areas of the shot. I'll just jump back down here to where it gets dark. I have the effect on right now, and I'm just going to turn it off. So take a look at that. Take a look at how much it's just cleaning up the darks. And like I said, you have to remember that in a lot of cases with compression, that is where you're going to see it, in the darkest parts of your image. And this effect and this preset is the perfect way to clear it up, because it's only affecting the dark areas of the shot. Now, what I want to do is I want to show you another great new feature in Boris Continuum Complete 7, and specifically in Noise Reduction, and that is the compare feature. Now, I showed you before how I was turning the effect on and off to sort of give you an idea of what it would look like. Well, I don't need to do that anymore if I have a client sitting in the edit room with me. I don't need to say, hold on, let me turn it off, turn it on, and they say, well, wait a minute, is that on or is that off? What I can do now is simply come up to the compare feature. I'm going to drop down compare, and I'm going to turn compare on, and I'm going to come down and select compare. And as soon as I do, you'll see now that I have a divider coming down the screen, and on the right side it shows me the shot with the effect applied, and on the left it doesn't. And the great thing about this is I can just zoom back here, is I can take this and drag it and compare whatever part of the shot I want quickly and easily. The other cool thing is sometimes you need to see both images on the screen at the same time, so you can simply do a side-by-side comparison just like that. I'm just going to set this back to 50 here. And you can see that in here we have some other options. We have side by side, which obviously you're seeing right now, compare that I just showed you. We also have compare with below. Obviously there's no layer below us here, or I can compare with a layer specifically, and then it's going to ask me what layer I want to compare it with. So you'll see how, especially with a plugin like this one, you can get in and you can see before and after very quickly and very easily, and it's an excellent new feature in Boris Continuum Complete 7. So if you would like more information about noise reduction, a brand new plugin in Boris Continuum Complete 7, the new compare mode, or BCC 7 itself, you can head on over and check it out at the Boris Effects website. This has been Kevin P. McAuliffe for Boris Effects. Thanks a lot for watching.